Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 10.
Breaking now, Washington is standing united against political violence. Here's a live look in the nation's capital where the White House Correspondents' Dinner is underway. The event was rescheduled for tonight after April's shooting, with President Trump joining journalists to honor Secret Service agents who stopped the gunman. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us on this Friday night. I'm Rod Fowler. Good to have you with us. The dinner returned with a message of unity as speakers condemned political violence and praised law enforcement officers who responded that night.
Political violence must have no home in America.
President Trump and White House Correspondents Association leaders opened the evening by thanking the men and women who responded during April's shooting. Secret Service officer Victor Gonzalez was honored for confronting the gunman even after being shot in his protective vest.
In recent months, they've repeatedly responded to threats with speed and professionalism and extraordinary courage, and there is no better example of that than Officer Victor Gonzalez, who we just met.
President Trump also said the country must never give in to political violence, calling the attack a reminder of the risks faced by those who serve and protect.
The attempt on President Trump's life last April was a sobering reminder that democracy is not immune to violence, and the freedoms that we cherish can never be taken for granted. Political violence must have no home in America.
The dinner was originally postponed after gunfire erupted outside the Washington Hilton there in April. Organizers say they rescheduled the event to show that an act of violence would not silence the press or deter the tradition. Breaking now, Tyson Foods in Lexington is now 100% closed. You might remember back in January, they stopped processing beef, leaving more than 3,000 people there without a job. But about 120 workers were kept there to help with final closure operations and make sure everything was taken care of. The company said they had to close due to financial losses and a shrinking cattle supply. New at 10, Nebraska is saying thank you to our Korean War heroes. Dozens of Korean War veterans were honored at Memorial Stadium today as state leaders recognized their service more than 70 years after the war.
From the ashes of Korean War, the Korea has grown into a leading global economy.
82 of Nebraska's living Korean War veterans were recognized, with Governor Jim Pillen, veteran leaders, and South Korea officials presenting recognition coins, thanking veterans for their service and sacrifice.
The Republic of Korea will never forget your courage and sacrifice. We will continue to honor your legacy by strengthening our alliance, deepening our partnership with Nebraska, and working together to build a future of greater peace and prosperity.
The ceremony is part of a statewide effort to honor Nebraska's living Korean War veterans. State officials say more than 250 veterans have received recognition coins so far, with additional ceremonies planned across the state of Nebraska. Well, dangerous heat will be making a comeback in Nebraska. Let's take a look outside at another pleasant evening on this Friday night. Before the temps change, Mother Nature is turning up the thermostat once again. Let's check in with Rusty to find out what's in store for your weekend plans. Rusty?
This was nice while it lasted. These temperatures the last several days well below average. A lot of 70s out there for high temperatures. We were in the 50s and 60s for overnight low temperatures. It's July in Nebraska. It has to come to an end sooner or later, and that's tomorrow. The heat advisory in place does start tomorrow and goes through Sunday into Monday. The heat index will be up to around 110 on a couple of those days. And then the extreme heat watch just off to our east does include the Omaha Metro. Would not surprise me if that eventually turns into an extreme heat warning. It is going to be warm, 94 and 98 Saturday and Sunday. Some early fog tomorrow, then storms late on Sunday. The heat index is going to be at 105 on Saturday for Lincoln and around 108 on Sunday. Looking at 48th and Cornhusker Highway, ABC Seamless, just a little bit of traffic and temperature still in the 70s for a good portion of the state. We do have dew points though in the 70s. That's going to make a difference tomorrow. Cloud cover finally going away. That will lead to more sunshine tomorrow and much warmer temperatures, almost 90 by noon. We'll have the rest of the weekend and next week forecast in a couple of minutes.
Thank you, Rusty. Right now, we know the cause of 4 grass fires out near North Platte. 2 of them broke out last Thursday and Friday on the southwest side of the city. And then this past Wednesday here, just a couple of days ago, 2 more fires in the area. Here are pictures of those. After investigating, officials say they were all started from a mechanical issue on a vehicle that had been worked on by a mechanic, and it was not an intentional act. Now, one of those fires came close to UNL's West Central Research, Extension, and Educational Center. It's thanking everyone who helped put out the fire, saying in part, your quick actions, equipment, and willingness to help made all the difference. We are incredibly grateful for your support and proud to be part of a community that always shows up for one another. New developments tonight, justice moving forward.
Do you agree that there are facts to support each of the charges against you? Yes, Your Honor.
The teenager accused of killing 4 people at Appalachia High School has pled guilty to all 55 charges against him. 16-year-old Colt Gray admitted to the 2024 mass shooting that killed 2 students and 2 teachers.
And acknowledge that he was failed without excusing what he did. The failures of the adults around him may explain parts of his story, but they do not excuse the decisions that he made. Those decisions were his and his alone, and because of those decisions, my Macy Mace is gone.
Gray's guilty pleas come with a life in prison sentence. The judge will now decide, though, if it comes with or without parole. Lincoln drivers are feeling the impact of the war on Iran.
It was $3.99, so it just went up a couple of cents.
This Now video was sent in to us by citizen journalist Kevin as gas prices continue to climb here in Lincoln. With this case, he's at 17th in Washington, now charging $4.01 a gallon. And the fighting shows really no signs of slowing down. Iran is targeting U.S. positions in the region, while President Trump says he's weighing whether to expand America's military response. After nearly 2 weeks of strikes, U.S. forces targeted Iranian drone sites today. This comes as Iran claims it launched another wave of drones toward American targets. The escalating conflict is also disrupting global oil shipments, driving up energy prices both overseas and here at home.
You can even make it a heavier dose, and it's knocking out everything they have. Or there's a smarter strategy that's you make a deal. I'm not in a hurry. I'm not in a hurry.
Analysts also warn that any further disruption to major shipping routes could push oil and gas prices even higher in the days ahead. Well, stay with us. We have plenty more coming your way, such as what's going on here? Well, these cans aren't headed to the food bank quite yet. Find out why they're becoming works of art first. And kids across Lincoln will be looking for back-to-school supplies this year, and you can help them out. Our back-to-school drive with LPS is going to be this next Thursday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. right here in our parking lot at our station just south of 10th and Van Dorn. If you scan the QR code there, you can see what items are needed the most. But I'm going to tell you what, any donations are going to be greatly appreciated.
I've got to call into Mother Nature to make sure that's a cooler day as well, kind of like what we've had the last couple of days, because it's going to be hot for the weekend, that forecast, when we come back.
Only on 8 tonight, we're hearing about new equestrian preparations. You could say straight from the horse's mouth. The National High School Rodeo Championships are wrapping up here in Lincoln, bringing horses to the forefront of our city's entertainment. The UNL equestrian team is also gearing up for this next school year, inspired by the rodeo competition. Channel 8's Danielle Da Silva is talking with them about how they're staying on the right track.
UNL equestrian team is not horsing around when it comes to being the best and most stable team in the rodeo. A lot of their competitions actually happening right here in the R.B. Warren Arena. And in order to keep being the best, they are needing horses. So the program put out a plea asking for help obtaining 17 to 22 horses for their upcoming school semester this September. The UNL equestrian team is no stranger to championship titles, most recently placing top 10 at the 2026 Intercollegiate Horse Show Association's national competition. The group of nearly 60 students coming from a wide range of backgrounds, all sharing Professor Lena Luck's love for equines. Luck says throughout the program, the school horses end up becoming their teachers.
So they really help build those students and get them to where they need to be, and they're all different. So they bring their own personalities and their own quirks to the program, which I think is actually really good for training the students.
Students compete in a range of skill levels across the Midwest, many going on to become professional competitors and even veterinarians. Although the decades-old program has always relied on donations, the leasing program started a few years ago and has proved to be a win-win for horse owners.
Winters in Nebraska aren't great, so it's a great way to, your horse gets ridden and gets to keep up with their skills during the school year, but then also we can use them and they can help train some new students.
And here's where the horses stay. This is one of their stalls, and we keep them bedded with wood shavings.
And as for the horses, they have weekends off and a day off during the week as well. Many times, students and faculty taking them to roam in their own pastures, like these horses donated from Kansas. If you have a horse that you'd like to donate or loan to the team, we'll have more information at klkntv.com. And if you'd like to see the team compete, their next competition is November 14th through the 15th right here in Lincoln. Reporting from outside of the Animal Sciences Complex at UNL, Danielle Da Silva, Channel 8 News.
New words tonight from Ben Sasse from his emotional interview. The former Nebraska senator and CNN have been slowly releasing clips from his conversation about his brave battle with pancreatic cancer. He sits down with his wife in this clip. This is going to air Sunday night on CNN. He talks about how he told his family he was dying when he learned the news. He says he took his wife on a walk when he told her, and they cried and consoled each other, but put their trust in God. He says telling his kids was a little more difficult.
Brack obviously was 14 at the time, now 15. Telling him must have been, I can't imagine. What was that?
He actually took it pretty hard. I mean, he cried and he's like, I know.
He wanted to ask lots of questions. We didn't want to tell him the doctor's words that we probably only had 3 months or so to live. We didn't want to tell him that right away, and he pushed. He wanted to know those kinds of facts right away. So that was a little harder. After about an hour of talking and crying with Brack, he went and sat at the piano and just pounded for 3 hours, just playing.
Sasse told his wife the day before their daughter's graduation, but waited to tell their daughter about it until after graduation. New at 10, cans are becoming canvases. Right here in Lincoln, 6 local businesses are turning canned goods into works of art out of Gateway Mall. Take a look at that. The Food Bank of Lincoln is holding their first ever Canned Creations competition. It challenges teams to build Nebraska-themed displays using only non-perishable food. And one team is already tackling a fan favorite, turning hundreds of cans into Memorial Stadium. The Food Bank says the friendly competition is all about raising food insecurity awareness before those items are going to be donated. Right now, an outpouring of support is helping several kids at Dorchester Public School. Thanks to a lot of kind hearts, they were able to cover all of the lunch accounts that hadn't been paid. Channel 8's Skylar Sears explains who is behind the generous donations.
School lunch debt can add up quickly for families. But thanks to one nonprofit, some students no longer have to worry. Dorchester Public School is partnering with All for Lunch to ensure every student gets a meal. The organization paying off the school's outstanding lunch debt from the previous school year. And now they're launching a school-specific donation page, allowing community members to help cover future meal costs and build a reserve fund so students in need don't go hungry. That help doesn't just stop with Dorchester. The nonprofit raising a total of $2 million, supporting over 1,000 schools across the country. Their mission, eliminate school lunch debt and fight against childhood food insecurity. School officials say 100% of every donation made through the page goes directly back to Dorchester Public School, lightening the burden for students and their families. There's a link to that website in this article on klkntv.com. Reporting in Lincoln, Skylar Sears, Channel 8 News.
Also tonight, I want to let you know a first for the Lancaster County Super Fair. The world-famous Budweiser Clydesdales are headed back to Lincoln next week. They last visited the capital city to help kick off the Husker football season, as seen in this now video from citizen journalist Lori. But next Thursday, they're going to be making their first ever appearance at the Lancaster County Super Fair, helping kick off opening day.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
Tomorrow is one of those days in Lincoln history that everybody kind of knows about. It's the anniversary of the hottest day on record for the city of Lincoln, 115 degrees. And it was on this day in 1936 that they all slept outside on the lawn in the Capitol building because they didn't have air conditioning. So that's the hottest. The second hottest is 113. We only have 2 days in the teens in the 100s, and they both happened on the same day, July 25th. 1940 and 1936, and then 112, 111, 110. A lot of those happened in the 1930s Dust Bowl era. Outside right now, your ABC Seamless 48th and Cornhusker Highway. Pretty quiet night. Yeah, there's some traffic coming this way and guy going through the green light. Wouldn't that have been funny if that would have been a red light? Haven't seen one of those in a while. It's kind of harder to do that when you have to slow down for construction. Temperatures right now, so comfortable. I can't stress this enough. If you can get outside, either tonight or early tomorrow morning, please do so because things are really going to heat up over the next several days. But they're comfortable out there right now. 70s, 75 Lincoln, 74 Beatrice, a lot of 72s in York, Aurora, Columbus, and in Grand Island, Nebraska City too. The wind is light, less than 10 miles per hour. We've got just a couple of clouds lingering. Boy, that cloud cover really helped us out today. Kept the eastern half of the state much cooler than the western half of the state. No precipitation out there right now, but that may change. And it's going to take a while. It won't be this weekend until late Sunday. What we may see, however, 6 a.m., a little bit of patchy fog from, up by Sioux City towards Lincoln and Omaha, between Columbus and Beatrice, Grand Island. It won't last long. I think by about 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, that should be gone. Partly cloudy skies for a good portion of the day. More cloud cover, the better. Hopefully it keeps us a little cooler, but a little bit of a frontal boundary out here Saturday. So north central and northwest Nebraska, that won't amount to much. It tries. And then it stalls out a little bit. Partly cloudy skies for the rest of us Saturday night. And then Sunday, this is Sunday afternoon. Watch what happens. It's going to come up from behind this banner right here. It'll go zoop, like that. Now that is going to give us just a chance. It's a small chance, but a chance at some severe weather. So because of that, we have in north central and northeast and eastern Nebraska, does include Lincoln, Omaha, Columbus, just right on the edge of Grand Island, north. Marginal risk, a level 1. Now that storm is going from north to south, so by the time it gets down here, it will be losing steam, so we'll see. I think the better chance will be far off to the north and east. So, and it's been a while since we had to talk about severe weather. It's usually just been either heat or cooler than average temperatures. Now, a nice night tonight, upper 60s to around 70, but I can't say the same thing about Saturday. It is going to be hot. We're looking at middle 90s, maybe some upper 90s to around 100, but you factor in the dew points and it is going to feel like 100 to 106, 107. It's just going to be a hot day on Saturday, and it doesn't stop there. We've got 98 on Sunday, that storm chance, especially north, 100 on Monday, 95, 94 Tuesday, Wednesday. Small chances for rain on Wednesday and Thursday, cooling back down a little bit as we get into August.
All right, thank you, Rusty. It's time once again for tonight's crazy videos caught on camera. Video from inside this fish store near Chicago shows a massive fish tank suddenly bursting.
So I was just carrying something over here. You just hear like a loud break, like a loud, I can't even describe the noise. And then a whole bunch of water rushing. 2,000 gallons of water seen rushing through the store. Workers were able to save some of the fish, but many died. They believe a seam at the top of the tank may have given out without warning. The race was on to save 2 kayakers from rapidly rising floodwaters in Texas. Video shows the 2 stranded on a rock ledge along a river after a round of heavy rain in the region. Rescue crews swooped in with a helicopter. The 2 kayakers were safely hoisted from the ledge and brought to safe ground. Both are doing okay tonight. And finally, in Memphis, an iguana makes a break for it inside a FedEx. A viral video shows the moment Titan the iguana climbed out of its shipping box and took off inside a FedEx in Memphis, Tennessee. Officials say no one was hurt. Everyone in the store started laughing, and the employees were, quote, great sports about the whole thing. That would startle me as well, I think. Hey, the Sports Zone is coming up next with Nick Erickson. And what do you have tonight?
Yeah, thanks, Rod. Tonight in sports coming up, we will talk more about LeBron's decision to head east and also Husker basketball tickets releasing. Stay with us.
Now, from the Channel 8 Sports Zone, powered by Green's Furnace and Plumbing, here's Channel 8 News Sports. The Channel 8 News Sports Zone.
Well, hey, what's going on, everyone? Glad you could all join us here on the Sports Zone on this Friday night. For the few people who may not have heard yet, 4-time NBA champ and the NBA's all-time point scorer LeBron James is headed east to play with the Philadelphia 76ers. James said also being linked to Cleveland, Golden State, and Miami has picked the 76ers to be his 4th team over his 23-year NBA career. The deal is done. The 76ers give King James $8 million on a 2-year contract that includes a player option. An article written by ESPN this morning claimed that LeBron initially thought that the Lakers would be his final destination, but later wrote that he still loved the game and had more to give. LeBron also said that this will be his final free agency stint, stating that following the conclusion of his time in Philadelphia, he will retire. Now, obviously, the news comes as a shock to many. I know it was for me, but for the 76ers fans, this is the type of signing that could put your team back in championship talks. So James will join Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, and the new signee, Jaylen Brown, on the court to try and snap the 76ers' 43-year championship drought. Well, in other news, the Huskers released their tickets for the Nebraska-Missouri game at T-Mobile Center in Kansas City on December 2nd. The Big Red will take on an old rival in Missouri on the big stage for their 6th game of the 26-27 season. Coach Hoiberg says, quote, Coach Gates has a team that could challenge in the SEC this season, and this will provide a strong test right after we finish our Big Ten December schedule. Tickets went on sale this morning at 10 a.m., and you can find them at tmobilecenter.com. Well, some really good news for Husker wrestling today. 3-time All-American, U20 and Cadet World Champion Meyer Shapiro is transferring to Nebraska. The Huskers released a couple hours ago. Shapiro, who wrestles at 157 pounds, participated in the 2025 Wrestling National Championships representing Cornell. He made it as far as the semifinals before getting eliminated by who? Huskers Ontrell Taylor. Shapiro brings a lot of experience and talent to Nebraska, so it'll be fun to watch the Huskers on the mat this season. Salvador Perez still making headlines today after tying George Brett for the Royals' all-time home run record earlier this week. Today marked the veteran catcher's 15th year of service in the MLB. His time in baseball has been solidified through a World Series, a WBC championship, and 9 All-Star Game appearances. And speaking of the Royals, they fall subject to Tariq Skubal and the Detroit Tigers tonight. Skubal ended the game with 12 punch-outs as the Tigers rout the Royals 2-1. They'll be back tomorrow with the midday game. And the Salt Dogs begin a new series tonight, hosting the Cleburne Railroaders in a 3-game set. Last night, Lincoln snapped their 5-game losing streak, but couldn't get it done tonight. 10-5, the final. Well, that's all the time we have here in the Sports Zone. Rod, we'll go ahead and back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Nick. And Rusty's going to be up next with a final check of your weekend forecast. Stay with us.
Save more.
Rusty, you said earlier you were talking to Mother Nature. Was she in a bad mood?
Yeah. Yeah, she's kind of in a gray mood. That's why it's been so gray around here today. But it helps us out temperature-wise, and now she's just going to throw this our way. Heat advisories in place for the entire state. The Omaha Metro has that extreme heat watch. That'll likely turn into a warning eventually. It's going to be hot. Here's Saturday, temperatures in the 90s. You're looking at heat index on Saturday between 100 and 105. High temperatures on Sunday near 100 for everybody, and that heat index closer to 110. So the short of it is, it's going to be hot.
You bet. Thank you, Rusty, and thank you so much for joining us. Take care this weekend with the heat index, and we'll see you later.